New York, I am happy to report that the Canadian Arctic high is receding. Now, I'm not quite sure if the city got quite down to the 40s. It might have only gone down to 50. However, the NWSA, that, by the way, comes out later. There weren't any records broken, so it's not coming out early. However, the thing is that most of the metro area did hit the 40s. Now, where I live hit the 40s last year on October 1st. This year was September 24th, so it was a week earlier. If it hit the 40s in the city, however, then that would be quite the contrast from last year, where it hit the 40s on October 18th. That was the second latest date on record, behind only 2005, which hit it on the 20th. But on September 30th, 2005, it did hit 50. We did not hit 50 until October 18th because we only got to 51 before that on the 1st and 17th. Therefore, that makes 2021 the latest date in which New York City got to 50 or below 51. And here's what happened. So, New York City, as we know, had a very warm August, and they were on par to have quite a warm September, one that might even be warmer than June. September being warmer than June is very rare, but it has happened recently in 2018 and in 2015. 2018 had only the 21st warmest September, despite ranking 4th for nighttime lows, because it only ranked 55th for daytime highs. And June 2018 was just about average. 2015, meanwhile, was went by a June that was also just about average, but it was coupled with a September that wound up being the hottest September on record, which would enable the September to be warmer than June. The thing is that despite September only being on average 2.5 degrees warmer than June, because of how close to average temperatures usually are in June to September, it's actually rarer than, for example, March being colder than December, which happens once every 5 years, despite December typically being 4 degrees colder than March. Not to veer us off track though, that's what happened. So pretty much it got to the upper 70s / low 80s before a cold front came in at about 11 o'clock in the morning. When this happened, temperatures dropped rapidly and they were already in the 50s by midnight. New York City would cool off to 51 degrees, with most of the suburbs getting to 50 or even colder on the 23rd, and it was a brisk day. The city only got to 63. Where I live got to 66, but it was a cold day across the metro area. It was also windy, and it felt a bit more like winter than fall, especially because no one was used to it. So obviously on the 23rd, people wear much heavier clothing than they have beforehand. On the 24th at Marching Band practice, we were outside for so long, and because it actually hit the 40s in the morning, at least where I live, it was even more pronounced than on Friday, the 23rd. This made it the coldest low temperature since May 10th, I believe, for the city. The coldest high, this is the 23rd, the coldest high since May 8th in the city, and the most below average in the city since May 7th, because it was 10 degrees below average. 10 degrees below average, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. And again, it was May 7th when the city had a low of 45 and a high of 50, where it was 13 degrees below average. That's the last time that was 10 or more degrees below average. So again, the coldest air mass since early May, and temperatures just dropped into the night, honestly. This led to wind chills in the low to mid 40s. And again, I'm not entirely sure if the city did manage to hit the 40s. If it didn't, there will be chances in the forecast, but I wouldn't put too much faith on it because the forecasts are saying the low to, I think, even mid 50s is the closest that you're going to get. So what I'm saying is that while fall is coming, it won't be quite as cold as it was now. Warmer weather is on its way over.